going. We're telling your followers that you started a live video.
They are.
Sorry, folks. Yeah, it holds hands-free. Sorry, folks. I forgot how to do these lives because there was a time back during the great lie of 2020 when I was doing lives regularly to bring information on the Boom Network, ding, 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 things that would not be shared on the mainstream media, but that was essential to people expressing their best selves. And then with the advent of the carry-on of the great lie of 2020, the lives on IG seemed stupid and masturbatory in nature. And so, since I'm not a freedom-fighting brand ambassador promoting something to stay important during the lie of 2020, yeah, I've shifted to not doing lives at all. Instead, I think one of the greatest things that's come out of that time period was me meeting the person you guys are gonna, she requested, she's on it, the person you guys are gonna get exposed to today. And our house calls. Gallons, infinite, oceans of information that if you dive into it and tear it apart, you can find a lot of truth in there. And that's one thing she's adamant about in healing is truth. And so, but today we are not house calls. Today it is Cassie and I being two humans. I've burned my licenses, dropped titles because titles are stupid. We'll see if she's still a doctor. I'm not really sure, but her knowledge is greater than that of any doctor that I know in the world. There's a reason. But we won't be talking about any of that stuff. But let's get into it. I think she's in the waiting room. She's been in there eating jelly beans. I saved her watermelon-only jelly beans. That's her request. In her green room, she has to have watermelon-only jelly beans. All right, let's bring her in. Not water.
Hi. This. What is this?
When's the last time we did this?
I have no idea.
I'm dressed the same. Damn it. I meant to pull what everyone was thinking that you were going to wear.
Oh, yeah. You were wrong every time.
What? Sometimes we randomly matched up.
We did. It was
It was random.
Awkward, cute. I don't know. Hi, everyone. Hi.
Say hello. Say hello to everybody, Cassie.
Hi, everyone. TJ.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Sitting here with one of the hardest working gentlemen in show business, Dan Bunn.
Hey, Cassie. Good to see you, girl.
It's good to see you.
Yeah.
Toby, Cassie, his horse, is about to, who you met,
Yes.
about to do 50-miler.
He's training for 50, back-to-back 50s in March and another 50 in April to gear up for Tevis in July.
Tevis is Hundo.
I'm doing a day.
So Toby,
my
18 years old.
Rocking.
You saw his horse.
Beautiful horse. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So cool.
One of these days, I think everyone sees Cassie riding a horse at some point, riding her own horse at some point. I think everyone is oversending that meme of the horse just sprinting wild on the beach.
I love it. It's my most favorite thing. I'm obsessed with it secretly. Not secretly, because I put it up every time.
No, for real. Oh, wait. How's it feel to be interviewed by a centenarian?
Oh my gosh. It was the sweetest thing. I almost cried.
Right?
Just because it was so, just like what we're doing, so human, so, like, she's so beautiful. It was so beautiful. Yeah.
What,
it was so cool.
If everybody doesn't know, Cassie was interviewed by Dr. Gladys, her last name?
McGreary, I believe.
McGreary.
Yes.
She's a 101-year-old, still practicing physician.
I'm not entirely sure. I know she's still doing so many things. She's so busy and just
101-year-old.
I know, I was almost speechless. I had a million questions going into it, and then I was like, I'm just gonna be, because sitting in the presence of that, like, I was surprised that there were people even saying something, because I was just in awe of, I just wanted her to say everything and just listen to
Seriously.
what she had
Like,
to
think
say.
about how much we could learn from somebody who spent 100 years on this
Yeah.
earth.
I know, but it was
I got
so
some.
cool that she speaks the language that we speak, and it was such a sweet thing. Not that we need reassurance, because we believe in
Sure.
it, we live it, we taste it, touch it every single day, but like,
Yeah.
to go 101 years and to that's where she's at. That's,
Yeah.
it's her, like, one of the quotes she said, I was literally, I don't know if any of the people here were in that one. I was
There's a lot.
literally like over here taking notes
Yeah.
while she was talking, because it was just, if you can hear the magnitude of what she was saying. But my favorite quote that she said, said, don't get over it, live through it. And I like
Oh,
wrote
yeah.
it down, started, and because it's like the
Yeah.
human, the life, like, it was so powerful. But yeah, she was beautiful.
Guys, Dr. Gladys McGreary, check her out.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of a fangirl moment for you.
Extreme, yeah. Yes. I wish I knew about her, like, when I was in med school. I think she would have been such a light, and such a, because I feel like I had to claw my way to here, which is valuable. But I can only imagine. I talked to my mom actually right after I got off that live, and that's even what my mom was saying, is like, can you imagine, like, if our elders handed that down to us, like, where
Yeah.
you would be if that was, your grandma, or it was just kind of this powerful thing of it. My mom said it like this. She said, it's sad that every generation has to relearn all of these things. Where would we be if we communicated and listened? Because that's what my mom was saying too. Like, if you can listen to the wisdom, then you get to go off of her shoulders. And it was so powerful, just the way my mom phrased it, of like, man, if we had elders, if we had, if we learned and listened and really were curious, and like, what a different journey, where we would be asking different questions and doing different things. I don't know.
Your mom sounds like a pretty wise person.
She is. So tell me
That's
about
awesome.
your day, human.
My day. Well, we did listen to your interview in here, and it was profound for many people, because it's normally Beach Boys Pandora, or the motherlode of all motherloads of playlists, which I have to share with you. We're up to 1,161 songs.
Quite a playlist.
So I'm building, guys, I've held off with purchasing ad-free Pandora. And everybody's complaint, they're just like, TJ, just buy. Because when the ad would come on, just buy it to be done. I'm like, that's why they play the ads, is to annoy you enough so that you give in. That's no reason to do anything. So I was like, I can turn it off in my head and tolerate and adapt to that. I'm not going to resist it, but I can literally like adapt to it better than they can frequently add stuff to me. Well, then this little stinker on the camera here has open Pandora full, and I am a passionate fanboy of Dave Matthews Band, and he was my brother and I's all-time favorite, my brother's favorite. We shared so many experiences at those concerts, and there was a show that I tapped out on. I've shared in podcasts on it. It was when he and Zach Brown played 4th of July at Alpine in Wisconsin. It was hands down, it was my leaving moment of Dave Matthews concerts. But you showed me that I used to have every live tracks, all the old, I used to record and make playlists and be all into that and spend time making playlists, like actual, not taking songs on Pandora and doing, like sitting down, going through my library and creating the best playlist. Like it was an art, it was a painting on a canvas of music. Like a mixtape on a cassette, right? And so she showed that Pandora has a lot of the old school Dave Matthews concerts, full live versions, and I'm like, wait. And we were working together and played one together, and I was literally that was my changing moment right there. Dave Matthews got me to buy full premium Pandora.
And is
Well,
it
now, well, now here's the thing. So I've streamlined my life, having lived through things, and I no longer spend energy on things that really, as much as I can, that don't benefit me or challenge me or help me grow in some way.
Yeah.
Making playlists, making 1,000 playlists that would total 5,000 songs. I'd rather have one that has 5,000 songs that hits every mood I'll ever be in ever. And so you just never know what I'm going to get. So that's
one
what
version of human. So there's another version of human that I guarantee are also here. We have moods, and we need playlists for those moods. And when you're in a sad mood, you don't want to have rage playlists. I don't know.
Can you? You mean when you're sad, you don't want to listen to Snoop Dogg, old school Snoop Dogg?
I mean, it depends on what kind of sad music.
Okay. What's my name? Cassie, how many playlists do you think you have? Over like around
maybe 30 to 50.
Okay, so you have 30 to 50 different moods. Yes. Technically, you probably have infinite moods that we could possibly measure in some way. DB, you out?
No, I think much.
Okay. But 30 to 50 are the moods that you've experienced and you're aware of that you'd like to have music support and hold the mood you're in.
Yes.
Can you give us a couple of those names of those playlists? and we can swear. We can swear. It's totally fine to swear.
I can say everything. No, my favorite one lately is Make My Cells Dance. There's one just called Mood, for the mood that you're just like, what is this? It's a mood, and that's all I know. And here's some songs that match it. Dance Party, because we know that that's a thing.
We're gonna get into that.
That's a good.
Yeah.
And then just this massive one that I get uploaded from.
Is it called something?
What would you, if anyone were to guess what you would name a playlist?
Hey, anybody out there, if you could guess what I would name a playlist, go. Do you have any guesses,
I can't
BB?
see those things.
Playlist for music?
One Mac Daddy playlist, me. What would I name it?
Mac Daddy playlist.
No. Fuck off. That's what it's called. Somebody said sun your balls. Yeah. No, just fuck off.
I can carry
Yeah, fuck off. I can carry this. That's a good playlist. No, so we go anywhere from Sinatra to Engelbert Dink, all the way. Engelbert Dink. All the way over to MXMS.
That's a me band.
Cassie introduced me to MXMS and the Congos. I'm obsessed with Congos right now. But anywhere in between, Billy Joel to Cypress Hill, to Pete's Dragon, the original Pete's Dragon. None of this remake bullshit. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I got to get Bedknobs and Broomsticks songs on there. Yeah. So it's the all-time. Okay. You mentioned something called dance parties.
I did.
Do you feel like talking what exactly a dance party means? I know we're not doctors here, we're not practitioners, we're not anything, but there's the part outside of what we do that people think we're just sitting there seeing people and giving people what we are, right? Which we did for a long time, and we do daily. But then there's like celebrations and shit. There's the human aspect that either we take home a lot of the things that we experience, choose to take it home or mull it over. And as passionate as you are, and as I am, or as Vladi is, we will think about these things and actually problem solve and even dream these things. And we just can't turn it off. But one of the coolest things is celebrations. Now, there's a fucking reason that I say that you are the only doctor I recommend. And there's a plethora of reasons and why I got under care with you. But this was one of the coolest things. Dance parties.
Dance parties. Yeah.
Enlighten
Dance
us.
parties. There's two versions. One is an every single day dance party because you're alive, and it's fun to have a dance party playlist so you can dance party every single day. It's kind of your calf bounces with my spin. And then the dance parties, like the capital dance parties, those are when you accomplish the goal. That's when the reversal is confirmed, the labs come back, and you've done everything that you had set your eyes on to have that goal, with regards to this is the medicine. And the one thing that I started realizing, even in my own experience of doing the impossible, was it becomes very common. So you're just in it and you're reversing an autoimmune disease. You're reversing the C word. You're like, you're just casually doing things that modern medicine can't do. And so it becomes so very normal to you. So then by the time you arrive at that goal, you are just kind of like, oh my gosh, I did it. Lupus is gone. Hashimoto's is gone. Sjogren's is gone. You know, this tumor has disappeared. All of these things, ho hum. And so the first time I had, I experienced this with myself. And then when I had my first patient accomplish this really huge thing, they were just sitting there like, they were happy, but it was just like a casual Tuesday. And I was like, we're going to pause here real quick and we're going to have a dance party. And they were like, what's a dance party and why? I was like, you have done something that modern medicine said you couldn't do, and you've done it at home. We haven't put something in you. You haven't been hooked up to an IV. You haven't had anyone touching you. And you've done this massively huge thing. And they're like, I have. And so we just turned on a song that I had on my Pandora playlist of dance parties, and just literally just like bounced and like moved our arms and just were humans. And literally the person, she just started crying after, and then I started crying because it's such a huge thing to understand the magnitude of what they've done. And I care, just like you're saying, we are very humans. So yeah. Just because we have been under these titles, whatever a title means, as doctor, the nature of why we do what we do, why we give time to what we give time to, is because we care so freaking much. Yeah. And we love so much, and we know what's possible and just want other people to taste it, touch it, drink it, dance it. And so that's where it came out of this just pure moment. And then it's just become this thing that's been so cute with just every walk of life, every version of it. And then, you know, sometimes I just have them pick their song, or I send them a song, or we do like dance party number one of many. I'm not sure what's happening. There we go. And it's just this like really fun human, let the body experience the magnitude of what was just done. Because it's so funny that the human mind is like, I casually reversed an incurable disease.
Incurable, like impossible.
Yeah.
And they just did three of the impossibles.
Yeah.
Somebody commented on one of my posts and said something about dance parties. I don't know. She's just like, I'm still doing my dance party. And it means so much when you actually know what you're talking about. Yeah. And even if we didn't, like somebody just dancing on their own at home for no reason, not posting it, not doing anything, just fucking dancing.
Yes. No, and I do it every single day, because truly, if we really understood the magnitude of what we have, if you're alive and you're here today, you should put a song on and you should dance your butt off, because it's such a miracle. Like, it's so cool that we're here and get to do, like, even if you had like the worst day ever yesterday or whatever, like, how rad is it to be here and get a brand new day? So yeah, dance party every single day, and then big time dance party when you do the cool stuff, really cool stuff.
I like dance parties.
Yeah, they're fun. And it's training, right?
I can dance. I have this one move that I do.
Do you want to demonstrate?
Have you seen it? Maybe a little later. I'm not feeling it. So
okay. You don't have enough space.
Yeah, there's not enough space. I got to get warmed up and like revved up, and then I go.
Right.
And I go.
Okay. How do you rev?
It's something along these lines. Like, it's that. That's
Mm,
what. That's how I rev up.
that's typically how I go into dancing.
And then
Wind myself up.
there's a back and forth, and then
Yeah.
there's a boom, and there's a
Yeah.
throwback. The leg goes behind the other
Yeah.
one, and
Mm.
it drives back, and I can really stick it and pop it.
I feel like it has to be demonstrated at some point.
maybe, maybe we'll see. I'm still working technically. DB's
Oh,
in the hot in the hot box.
yeah. Nice. I like it.
So it's very easy for Cassie and I to lose track of time and to do this forever. We are not going to do this for a really long time, as house calls were.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We just wanted to show up,
Yeah.
be human for 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah. Well, and I think, what did you say? Share sparkle.
Share sparkle, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I think we come across as pretty serious too, which we are. We're very serious about what we do. But the beings behind it, I think sometimes people forget that we're humans with emotions and feelings. So we're all here. Yeah.
When that part of me comes out because they will say that. I know they say that to you, like when they're in their visits or whatever, it's like, it's completely different than what I thought. Like, of course, like,
yeah.
It's a interaction with me in real time. Like,
yeah.
I'm reading you and listening to you and responding to you, and you're the same. But that's the part we miss with this whole thing, is the human. It was even, I mean, just this experience, I have no problem saying this, but my apartment's getting remodeled. So I get a notice in my freaking front mailbox that says I'm tenant, what the fuck? It's like vacants. Wait, it's not eviction. DB, what's the terminology? Like, but what'd they say? Tenant, like elimination of tenant.
Oh, the
termination of tenant contract or something. And I was like, what did I do? And so first thing in the morning, I'm going across the street to do my eye work and meditate, and I'm like, what? Like, what? Like, I did something wrong? Because I try not to do wrong things, like, as often as possible. And so I'm literally reading they're remodeling. So I'm out in 2 months.
Yeah.
Well, but then I'm like trying to get answers, right? And find, like, what is the truth behind this document? Like, what are you guys doing? And do I have to leave? And what's the plan? And then when I reached out to the freaking human, not the legalese bullshit, or the words that legal uses, which are not human fucking words, by the way. Like, they're a trick to your everything.
Yeah.
They're as inhuman as it could possibly be. And so I spoke to Russell, man. And I was very, like, kind of staunch because I thought he didn't like me and I thought I did something wrong. And then I was like, well, all right. And then he got back to me and he's just like, hey, so sorry it took me so long to get back to you. I need to speak to our lawyers to know what I could tell you. And he was just human in the exchange. And then I felt so much better. I still have to move out. But I feel better having connected with this human being when the business was dropped, when the lawyer part was dropped, when it was just Russell of whatever management properties, and that's it. And then I spoke to another human looking at another apartment. Like, it's just the inhuman in everything now. Cassie, even this, are you using a filter?
No.
Why not?
Because I am proud of my skin, my scars, my everything. And because I understand the damage of what that is doing to people. Like, we've talked about it so many times. People are harsh when they come at us about our appearance or our scars or our humanness or our features.
Wrinkles and gray, and I look like I have jaundice. Jaundice.
His liver's doing great.
I'm like, I think I'm all right. Although some would argue that excess fruit would be hard on the liver.
Let's not go there right now. Okay. We could, but that's a different.
So you're not using a filter. I'm not using a filter. because
No.
one, you're not portraying, especially in the health, medical, like wellness world of, it's not true. Like what you look like
I
isn't true
think
with all
well,
these.
and I think it's misleading. Like if I were to get, injections and fillers and, laser this off and do this and then tell you that your body is this infinite thing that has the capacity to do all these things and to honor it and honor your features and your details, I'm not being true. And
No.
so the other thing too that I've always thought is I know when I run into people that I've seen on a social media platform and they don't look like that human. And I'm like, this whole time I was looking at their skin being like, their skin's so perfect. Or this is so perfect. And I'm like, it wasn't even real.
Right.
Like, who? What in the world? And so I think this, one, it makes me sad for humans not to love our features and our humanness. And like, because I had to learn through that too with all of my skin healing and stuff. And there was this point where I almost went and got my skin like lasered off so you couldn't see all the scars. And then I was like, no, I earned this. My skin held me, healed me, did all of this amazing stuff. And like, who are we to go look at our features and say that they weren't done right?
Right.
Like, according to who and what? And, you know, we've talked about it all the time, but just like how unique we are, but yet we all want to look like a carbon copied, I don't know. It
Yeah.
just it kind of makes me sad because I think real is so beautiful. It's so alive.
Yeah.
And to live life not thinking about, if I'm creating a wrinkle because I'm smiling so much, or I, when I'm confused, I crease my eyebrows or
Yeah.
whatever. It's just a different way to live. And even talking with Gladys today, there was nothing that she said about anything. Like one of the things she even said was what a privilege it is to get to have these bodies. And I'm like, yes, like
Yeah.
not that a body should look this way or so. Yeah, I want to be exactly who I am. And, it's hard to probably your side too. You're better at this than me, but it's hard to hear, the cut downs, the little stabs and stuff because
Sure.
we are showing up real. But there's this strength that I think we can even grow for ourselves of like, this is me. And so
Yeah.
it's not my job to be appealing to somebody on a screen. Because when you see us in real life, this is us.
It's exactly
Exactly.
what we look like.
Yeah.
It's just so spot on.
Yeah.
The moment came to me as I was standing looking over at the rainbow over the ocean today. But I don't know if people know what a person looks like, truly looks like, who has lived, I don't say aged, but just like has lived
Yeah.
and experienced so much. We don't even know what that looks like. We'll go, what do you think a person
Yeah.
like Gladys, like they wouldn't even know like what you're like the real human is supposed to look like, who's lived unaltered,
Yeah.
filtered,
Well,
uninjected, yeah.
well, and I think there's this beautiful dance to it because I think my personal, if I were to judge or whatever, which I think is flawed because I think perfection is in every stage. Like perfection was when my skin had sores and that was perfection. It was hard for me to swallow, but it was perfection. And there's just this like to watch the body change, right? Because you look different now than you did last year and I look
Sure.
different now, and it's these micro changes that you don't even notice that are a reflection of the life you've lived and how you're changing and the inputs we're putting in and the experiments we're doing. And I know like me with my skin, I've experimented on my body for the sake of my patients, and I've done some gnarly things and like fried my skin and hurt my skin, but it's come back and it's healed. And I don't know, there's just this gentleness and like this peace of just like being exactly what we are.
Yeah.
And like being okay with it. And like I think reality, if people could feel it, like it's so hard to put words to it but when real is perfect for you, whatever that looks like to everybody
Yeah.
else, it just feels different. Because I'm speaking from somebody who used to care too much about that, and still have to go back and forth with it now as a human, as a woman. But yeah, to know that every part of it's perfect and for you is the
Right.
other sweetness. Why go change it? You know, there was somebody said one time, which I thought was so true, like if a mom changed her features because she didn't think she was beautiful, and then her daughter was born with those features, with the daughter looking at the mom being like, but I don't have your perfect nose, and I don't have your lips, and I don't have, like, what are we translating to our children by being like, no, but you're beautiful? Well, you didn't believe it because I have your face. I have your hands, I have your feet. And I don't know, I just thought about that a lot too, just while I was healing. Like, so much of me, like if you saw my parents, I'm this very unique combination of my parents, and I adore them. And so for me to look at me and hate my features, there's a hint of that, saying that my mom's not beautiful. Oh my gosh, no. She's stunning. That my dad is not absolutely amazing. Like, there's just so much more to what we're doing that we don't even understand the magnitude of what the actions that we're taking for the seeking of perfection, right?
So on a lighter note, because we're going to close out, guys, we're not going long,
We're human.
but is there a perfect joke?
Yeah.
DB, hold on. So there's a gentleman in my office, and I'm not bound by HIPAA because I don't give a fuck, and I no longer am a doctor, so I don't even know what HIPAA means. There's hippos. It's a Mexican hippo, but the feminine ending.
Right. Okay.
Joke. Instagram Live would like a joke. Something fairly clean.
What do martinis and breasts have in common?
Oh, God.
What's a what?
What do martinis? This is the guest joke of the episode, coming from one Dan Bunn sitting in the hot box. DB, go ahead. Say it.
One isn't enough.
Hold on. Say the joke again.
What do breasts and martinis have in common?
What do breasts and martinis have in common?
One isn't enough and three is too many.
One isn't enough and three is too many. Okay, there we go. All right, Cassie, you have to have.
Oh my goodness, a joke.
I know you have. You've told me some.
I
Cassie and I went on a hike.
Cassie and
I went on a hike, and she busted this out real time. Made this up real time.
Oh,
Go
that
ahead.
one.
That one's legit because you just made it up. I'm sure. Yeah, go ahead.
It's like a dad joke, right?
Yeah.
I have to know, like, I mess it up when you tell me to retell it.
It's all good. This is human.
How does...
Because the night sky, first of all, was just like there were stars everywhere. We're looking at objects. Go ahead.
That's where I'm getting cut. So
I
how
know.
does Saturn and Jupiter host a party?
How do Saturn and Jupiter host a party?
Yeah. They plan it.
There it is, guys.
I usually
There
mess
it
it up
is.
because I usually say, how do the planets...
I know. How did they plan at the party? She came up with that on the spot, which was impressive.
I know, I was impressed.
You had a joke, damn it. There's a lot of inquiry on if Billy's going to make a showing before you leave. I'm not sure what he's doing, if he's meditating outside, if he has a lizard friend.
Yep.
So before we get off, the big guy, if the big guy is available, I know he attire and,
we have to
mood.
pay him in sardines. Yeah.
Think of a joke while you're going to get the kid? Maybe.
You have to have a joke too.
You have a joke. I know. Stay put, guys. Omi. So Omi is attached to the apartment that I am vacating in the next 2 months. Omi will be, he and I will have to just kind of see each other when I'm on my walks. But Omi is still there. Billy is coming on. If you guys aren't familiar with Billy, this is Billy.
He
Hi,
was
little
asleep.
bud.
Say
Hi,
good
little
morning.
bud.
I was
Hi.
taking my nap.
Hi, bud.
He's
He's got his
taking-
harness, and sometimes he has a camo harness.
It's camo today. Yeah.
It's camo, and I got my camo board shorts on in honor of the kid.
He's so sleepy.
This
He's
is
like
Billy. He's 2 to 3 years old.
2 to 3 and asleep. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Sleepy kitty. Yeah.
Sleepy baby.
All right.
All
So
right.
we are going to peace out. We got a weekend to do. Everyone else does too. What?
Yeah. Mhm.
Somebody said he's bigger than her dog. You have a way of describing Billy, and it's not a large. It's not you describing Billy is not a large adjective.
No.
What word do you use to describe Billy?
He's little.
He's little.
He's little.
So again,
He's so
because
little.
he appears
He's
like
just
he's very
fluff.
huge. He's all fluff.
He's so just fluff. No, he's so tiny. Like so tiny.
But there's a lion in that dude.
I know.
A
That's why I wear
savage
his camo.
beast.
He knows it. But he's little.
I texted. Now you like Wallace Farms bacon, if I'm accurate, right? Sometimes when you eat bacon, it's Wallace Farms bacon.
Sometimes when I eat bacon.
Did Billy enjoy
Yeah.
Wallace Farms
Billy
bacon?
got to try bacon. So Billy is so particular. He's very, high maintenance is not the right vibe for him, but he's very particular, very clean. And so been trying to introduce him to new foods and a little piece of bacon. He had a hard time getting it off of the floor, but he was a big fan.
But he dug it.
He did.
And so I reached out to Nick Wallace of WallaceFarms.com, Wallace Farms.
It's Billy approved.
He goes, now that's a cool cat. I'm like, yes.
Yes. Yes.
All right, Cassie, no joke. We're signing off.
No jokes. All right.
Beautiful. All right. You guys are going to have to tune in.
Bye.
We have no idea when this is going to happen again. This was
Go dance party, though.
go dance party for the sake of just fucking being alive. The fact that you even just saw this.
Yeah.
Done.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Till next time.
Done.
Adios, everybody.
All right.
Bye, Cassie.
Bye.